Hello there, and welcome back for the last release notes of 2023. It's incredible how fast this year has gone, and this month as well, because as you might notice, we are releasing quite a lot sooner than we normally do. The reason is we want to have everything we've done in December in your hands before the holidays begins. So this release cycle is actually only half of what it normally is. So you might notice a little bit of a shorter release notes this time. The rest of December and the beginning of January will be spent for our winter sprint. Our winter sprint spanning almost a whole month. So it's a big chunky sprint compared to what we normally do. And everything we built during the winter sprint will be released at the end of January. Before we jump into improvements, I just want to point out, I know I'm not in my trusty Web Manuals hoodie like normally. I'm suited up for the holidays because might as well look a little bit pretty, right? Now let's move on to the improvements. So improvements this release, we only have 3 of them, but they are quite mighty. The first one is in our email archive. The email archive has been changed, so now it's sorting newest to oldest on the emails. So it's going to be a lot easier to see the latest emails you've released or that's come out of your site. Also, we added a sorting functionality on the dates column as well. So now you can actually choose to sort the emails any way you want. This should make your lives a lot easier. Another thing we built, and this is a smaller feature, a feature that exists within compliance libraries. It now allows you to take a compliance library and hide it from everybody except the ones that you want to see it, making it available for specific user types or specific roles. And it's actually quite easy to set up. Under compliance settings, you simply activate the new feature, which is called, I need to look in my notes, just 1 second. It's called exclusive view permissions for compliance libraries. And then under the settings for every compliance library, you can then, after activating it, choose which user types and which roles should have active permission to see this. Everybody else will not be able to see that specific compliance library. Keep in mind though, that admins will always be able to see every compliance library to make sure that there are full access to it and it doesn't disappear and nobody suddenly is able to see it. That said, the last thing we have is the compliance library owner, because you can set an owner on a compliance library. That drop-down box where you select your owners has now been sorted alphabetically, which should make the entire experience of choosing a compliance library owner a lot easier. Now, let's move on to bug fixes. So for bug fixes, we have quite a good chunk for you. First off, tables should split a lot better when you split them with a section, and more importantly, lists should split a lot better. So say you have a list that is down on the 3rd level, sub-level, and then you split it, then it will actually continue from where it was in your next text section. So now it should be a lot easier and more intuitive to split and continue lists over multiple pages. I think a lot of you will appreciate that. Also, the last login date in the device list has changed. Actually, we didn't change it much. We changed the name of it to better reflect what it actually does. And of course, we changed documents so they can no longer be made into a template unless they actually have a revision to template from. If you have a document you want to template, you need to publish it first, else the button will be grayed out. And compliance libraries, the compliance library list should no longer jump after you create a compliance connection. A lot of you have been asking about that. And more importantly, if you're looking at your compliance requirement list and you've been scrolling in it, jump to a different tab and go back, then the compliance list should actually keep you where you were when you left it. So that should make a huge impact for a lot of you. For documents requiring multiple users to approve each page to finish the review, that has been changed as well. So if you go up on the approval button or the approve button, you will get a little pop-up showing who has approved and who still needs to approve. So that should make that whole experience a lot easier and make more sense instead of just graying out your approval button after you've accepted it. And then in regards to users, when you're importing users, your user type and role should now again apply correctly. We added another column making user type and role not apply correctly, but that has been taken care of. So now your user imports through Excel should work a lot better. And then one more thing, restricted compliance libraries no longer has a secret backdoor in through old revisions for users who shouldn't be able to change them or even see them. So that has been fixed as well. Besides that, we have a lot of smaller UI improvements that you hopefully will not even notice that we've done. And that's all I had for you. I hope you have a wonderful set of holidays, and we'll see you back in the next year. Bye.